My name is Gavin Atkins. I'm the Centre Director of the Key Climbing Group, which includes Clip and Climb, Key Climbing Centre and Boulder X. So we're here in Boulder X, which is our latest gym. It opened in December 2024. It's our bouldering-only centre to go along with our rope centre, which is just the other side of the river, which opened in 2011. So the motivation to create Boulder X came from the fact the Key is an amazing rope centre. The building's got quite a small footprint, but it's got a lot of height, so it lent itself to be a good rope centre. The bouldering we had in there was quite limited, and even in 2011 when we opened that, we knew that bouldering was becoming one of the more popular sports within climbing. So we've been looking for the right venue for a long time. This centre's aimed at quite a wide range of people. We have our youth squad, which starts at 7 years old, come here, but all the way through to, we get people in their 60s and people of all abilities. Like we try to, I think a lot of walls say they're climbing for everyone nowadays, but we really believe we are climbing for everyone. We set quite a hard circuit as well as a nice intro circuit. So wherever you are on your climbing journey, there should be something for you at Boulder X. So the build here is obviously an entreprise build with their mosaic technology. The panels themselves are the non-marking texture. I've seen quite a few non-marking textures, but I think EP's is up there as the best. We have gone for just kind of like a two-tone wall, like a natural wood look, which we wanted the holes to give the colour, so we didn't want to put too much on the wall. And I think it's given us a really natural looking wall that's then brought to life with the holes that we put on there. So the building is 1,800 square metres, and within that we've got just under 1,000 square metres of bouldering surface split over 2 floors. We have quite a large mezzanine. Within the gym we want to give a lot more other activities other than just climbing, so we put in a yoga studio. There's a really good strength and conditioning gym to supplement climbing, and creating a good social space is always important for us. So we have a cafe, but we also have a nice bar area which we're trying to make as a real focal point for climbers in the region. So with wall design, we had a good idea of what we wanted. We have a vision, but collaborating with EP was brilliant because they really brought the vision to life. We in our heads knew the areas that we wanted and kind of roughly what they'd look like, but actually seeing it develop brought it to life. With the wall itself, we wanted to have like a big competition wall for hosting events, and we wanted to have it open to spectators, and I think this design really gives you that. Entreprise obviously already had the IFSC Titan wall, so we put that in the middle of our competition wall and then just made it bigger. So our comp wall was 42 metres long. We added an actual slab to the Titan on one side and then made it steeper on the other. We tried to keep downstairs kind of, I'd say, new style of like competition climbing. The panels are all kind of one angle, big panels that you can change up with volumes and holds. We also have like a mini comp wall which tops out at 4 metres. So the idea of that is for the younger kids when we do comps, we don't really want them going to 4.5 metres. So we tried to create like a steep, good comp wall, but doesn't have the same height. We also put a nice slab downstairs, which is one of my favourite areas. It's a 2-angled slab. It has like a really slabby side one side, so very, very little on your arms, and then the other side is just kind of off it. Upstairs in the mezzanine area, we've gone for a more heavily featured wall. So it's full of arêtes and corners, slabs, it's got steep, it's got a big roof. And as opposed to downstairs, we have some nice big open panels that you can put big volumes on. Upstairs, I'd say, is heavily featured, but it's also set more kind of old school. So you're crimping and it's more like outdoor climbing. And then at the far end, we've got our training area. Most of the wall build went quite smoothly, actually. Entreprise did a 3D scan of the building when we started, which is kind of new technology to me, but it did, I kind of wish we'd had it in 2011 when we did the Key. I think it would have made the build there easier. But yeah, it was all made to measure and it all fit in pretty well. The only slight issue we had was with the Lima boards, and it's no fault theirs at all, but the mezzanine construction wasn't quite enough to bolt the boards to the floor, so they had to reinforce the structure behind to create the boards, change the heights and things like that. So we had a few issues, but working with the project team we managed to iron those out. So overall it wasn't a painful process, but otherwise everything else pretty much went to plan and was quite smooth. So our training was really important when we looked at planning the gym. We wanted to have the 3 main boards. The tension board 2 had only just really come out in the UK. In fact, there wasn't any in the UK when we put this design together. So we wanted to have the 3 main boards, and we put the kilter and the tension onto the Lima boards, so they're adjustable, which has gone down really well with customers. I think the fact they're adjustable and we have 2 boards mean there's very little conflict between customers on what angle they want it at, because if one's really steep or one's really shallow, you just get on the other board. It also means you can use the circuit features on both the boards, which is a great feature which I don't think is utilised enough, because normally the boards are fixed at 50 degrees or 40 degrees and doing the circuits is pretty hard. Yeah, overall people are loving the boards, and I think they do appreciate the fact that they're adjustable, so you can move them to whatever angle you're training at, which works really well. We also have a small campus area as well, so campus boards of different rung sizes. But yeah, I mean, all the boards are really popular and they all sort of complement each other quite well. So when we found the building, I think Entreprise were only the company we're going to work with really. We used them for the key and clip and climb, and I think through that process we saw the speed at which they can turn around a big project. I mean, this Boulder X was built in about 5 to 6 weeks, which is really impressive. They also, I mean, the quality of the product is, I think, second to none. The key still looks relatively new. It's 14 years old, it's never been painted, but it doesn't look old or tired. We also knew that the non-marking texture that they put on the wall is really good, so the walls don't scuff up as much as a lot of other walls you might see. And just a really good relationship with the team. I mean, working with the design team was a pleasure, and as was our sales rep down the south. We've worked with Jack for years, and yeah, really helpful all the way through the project. I think the thing that makes me most proud of Boulder X is that when I come in, I don't see an area that I regret. Quite often I think with walls you walk around, you'll see areas and you're kind of like, why have we done that? Or, you know, we should have done this differently. But yeah, we're sort of 9 months in to being open now, and every time I look at the wall I'm like, actually I can't really fault it. And I think it's, you know, that's a credit to the build, the design, and you know, it's, you know, what actually makes me proud is just seeing the people use the wall. And it's, you know, we have such a wide variety of customers. You know, you can have people who have been climbing all their life and in their like late 60s climbing next to people who are just coming into the sport. My advice to anyone looking to open up their own boulder gym is have a really clear vision of what you want to achieve when you open it, but also to talk to the local climbing community and find out what's needed in that area, what people want. Particularly if you don't climb as much yourself, it's good to talk to the people that actually live climbing and listen to what they want and get a wide variety of responses. Entreprise, they offer a continued service really of maintaining your walls. So every year they inspect and maintain our clip and climb, our rope center, and they will take on Boulder X as well.